So what I have now is a series of pages. So I have a menu, and I can click on About, click back, click on Edit, click on, and I'm presented with three options: Transforms, Primitives, and Color. So I can click on Transform, which drills back down to another menu, and I can go backward. And to make this happen, we have here a series of pages. Each page is a texture, and we have a bit of syntactic sugar to create the controls, and then we add the control to the texture. However, I kind of think that replacing the texture each time is more expensive, and also I need to be able to switch between full screen and a texture that's on a plane. So I'm thinking about refactoring this so that the texture is created by the menu manager, and the same texture will just apply different controls. So we'll just unparent the root. So let's see if we can do that. So in main manager, we're still importing all of these pages, but we'll go ahead and create the main texture in here. So we'll say that there's a public texture, which is a kind of GUI event import type as GUI from Babylon.js GUI advanced dynamic texture. And in here, we'll say this texture equals GUI advanced dynamics texture. Create full screen UI. And now, because this has the texture, anytime we switch, so here we're listening to an open menu, and what we do is we look for a function that matches the target message, and we call the function, and then we replace, we call something to wipe away the first one. So ouch. What I think we want to do is unparent any root. This texture remove control this texture dot root container, or just dispose of the root container. Root container, dispose. So I wonder if that will cascade. I think it probably should. So maybe since it's one texture, we need to get rid of that first, and then call this function which will add this control. So this texture add control. So these must return the control. So in all of these, we will instantiate this, but because this thing it has to be a container then. So each one of these should be a rectangle. I think just about all of them were, right? This started as a rectangle. This is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. So we can have all of these extend GUI dot container. And so we need to call the super. To do that. But we can add these controls on top of self. So this dot add control, all of that. Then I don't need any of this. I don't think we need the rectangle. Or maybe do add the rectangle. This can just be a container. So okay, so that's that. Let's do the same thing for main. Class main extends GUI container. We don't need a texture. I don't even think we need this name. Let's just call super. Don't need any of this. Cut. And this add control. All of that. Don't need these. Alright, let's see if this raises any errors. We come through here, we hit this. Interesting. Okay, so this still came up. If I click on that, okay, so some of this is a bit wonky, didn't get removed. Sorry, I didn't do the edit page yet. main edit page, do the same treatment. Extends what? GUI container. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Cut and hit a super. Add control for that. Turn this into, get rid of that and that. And got to do the same thing with transform. Extends GUI container. Super. This add control for this. I think we can do this dot on dispose observable dot add. Actually, I don't think we have to send a signal anywhere. Because if we can get access to the scene manager, we can add some local controls to the scene. But let's see if that brings us back to where we were before. So we edit, transform, back. Okay, so now it's just one texture here. And we don't need to send it a name, really. Go back to about. Yeah, we don't need a name. But transform needs the scene. So menu manager has the scene. I changed this off camera. We have the scene. Okay, we have the scene manager. So we can easily pass this scene manager scene. And here, give us public scene, which is a Babylon scene. And we want to add a type of observable now. So when we're instantiated, which we're instantiated every single time we come into focus, because this function is being called, the instance is being instantiated by this function. And when we get switched out, we get everything disposed of. So I'm just curious if we look in the scene debugger, if we can inspect that we're not piling up on a whole bunch of GUIs here. So we have GUI here, UI, there's a root container, doesn't have much. Okay, let's do this. What's in it now? UI container now has some stuff here. probably the main menu. This is the About button. This is the Edit button. And if I click on About, it should have disposed of some of this stuff. Close that. Open this. So what is this? This one is about hello about, yeah. This one is the back button, I believe. Yeah, that's the back button. This is the rectangle. Yes, I do believe we have garbage collected the other container. Okay, so good. I believe it's doing what we want. Now, what that means is that the menu manager can have a mesh. So we can create a mesh. So menu manager. So probably we can create it when we're asked to open, and then when we're asked to close, we can just kill that. And we can just create one set that's shared between WebXR and inline mode. So first of all, this can go inside. Oh, no. Open menu. Yeah. Open menu is for every message, so we don't want to put it in here. Okay, it's fine. We'll just create it. It's just floating around. Now, in a previous project, we had a class to create this full screen GUI. We created a plane. So we created a plane, and then we set its position. Z was a bit away from the camera, show bounding box, and then we could kind of see through it, I guess. Alright, so then this make panel, what's make panel? Oh, make panel was making a stack panel. So I want this part. I want the plane. Whoops. So we should have a texture, and we'll have a public plane, which is a Babylon.js mesh. So we'll create it like so. This plane equals Babylon mesh builder. We don't have a this scene. This scene manager scene. Scene position, bounding box, and then the texture. That. And then we don't need this anymore. What is this complaining about? Babylon cannot be used as a value because importer using the type. Alright. What is that change? Well, it changes that I can't see anything. Oh wait, is that it? Yeah, that's the plane, alright. Okay. Okay, so we have an advanced dynamic texture and alright, then what happens? Say dispose and we add control. It's so small though. What if we made it bigger? Okay, how about height is 1, width is 2. And rise it up. Can't see anything. This plane position y is 2. And oh, I'm in the wrong place. This plane position y, make it 2. Plane menu. Oh, okay. We're getting somewhere. I see something now. It is maybe too big. Way big. So let's bring that back down. Bring this back down. Okay, raise this up higher. Not see. I can't see. Something's happening. Okay, we'll take a break here. Pick it up tomorrow.